Chapter 3, 3 Men and a Whisp. I fucking realized that in those first 2 chapters, people fucking vanished and were replaced either by shape-shifting lizards or cyborgs. But if it actually happened to me, it's fair game for a dumb book, right? Whisp Turlington does not write fiction. Who do you mistake me for? Clive goddamn Cussler? Well, joke's on you. I only read Kuntz. When Whisp Turlington writes, he writes the goddamn truth. Will more people vanish in this book? Oh, buddy, I'm counting on it. I'm hoping so many aging rockers vanish that the story could be used for another, better sequel to Cocoon, the greatest movie ever. Steve Guttenberg, Don Amici, Wilford Brimley, the dream team. Get them back together. Stat. What, Scotty? Really? Well, shit. Explains why they won't return my calls. Gutenberg, I speak with him every single day. That's what friends do. Well, you just bummed me the fuck out, Scotty. If that was your intent, well done. Anyway, Gutenberg. I met Steve Guttenberg on the set of 3 Men and a Baby. You remember that film? It was a huge hit for Steve Guttenberg. Also Ted Danson in the other one. Goddamn biggest film of the 1980s for moms and grandmothers, with Tootsie coming in a close second and Baby Boom a close third. I'm sorry, Diane Keaton. Your imploding babies just didn't make the top 2. I assume that's what that film was about. Never saw it. Leonard Nimoy directed 3 Men and a Baby. Yep, fucking Spock himself. And get this, he wore the Spock costume the entire time. He'd sleep in it, shit in it, chase catering vans in it. For the entire shoot, he wouldn't let anyone call him Leonard Nimoy. Spock was directing that goddamn film. And when I arrived, Spock was trying to solve some big, big problems. The biggest? The film was set entirely in space. Well, this will not do. Spock, buddy, why don't you put this one on Earth? I calmly asked. Nobody's buying the space shit. You're telling me the baby was found in fucking space by 3 astronauts? Just fucking floating around? Come on. You gotta be fucking shitting me, Spock. You and I both know that if Buzz Aldrin had found a fucking baby in space, he would have eaten it. The room fell silent. Leonard stood up and raised his director's chair above his head, ready to strike and send me directly to hell. He then very slowly dropped the chair to his side and quietly sobbed.
God damn it, he's right. Strike the spaceship set. We're doing this motherfucker on Earth.
The crew was furious, and from that point on, they'd only refer to me as shit ass, yuck, stinky old dick, pretty hurtful, or face for radio. Man, that last one, brrr, makes me shake to this day. How fucking dare they? Tom Selleck took off his papier-mâché space mask and chucked it at me.
If anyone needs me, I'll be in my trailer answering fan mail for my mustache.
Ted Danson was lowered to the ground. He had been suspended in midair for 2 hours for the penultimate baby-discovering space stunt. He walked up and swiftly kicked me square in the place where I keep all of my little wisps. That's right. You guessed it. My nuts.
Oh, who asked you, Turlington? Who fucking asked you, you shit?
Shouted Danson as he sulked away. I think. I truly can't remember because I was too focused on the sensation of my trousers and shoes filling up with blood. All I remember was my good buddy Steve Guttenberg giving me a thumbs up. What a guy. Our friendship was born on that day, which is good, because from that day on, Whisp Turlington would probably no longer be able to contribute to the birthing of anything. I'd be shooting compressed air for the rest of my life. But in the end, I was right. Spock changed it from outer space to New York City, and the story finally clicked, and everyone knew they had a fucking smash on their hands. He also decided to keep me on set to punch up some of the jokes. I'd work late nights while everyone else was away. I felt I got into the zone to fix those jokes when I was completely alone. After we wrapped one night, Steve stopped by on his way out the door.
You sure you're good in here by yourself, Wisp? Guys and I are going to Smokehouse. Why don't you come?
By guys, do you mean Ted and Tom?
Yeah.
No fucking thank you. What are we going to talk about? Episodes of Cheers and Magnum P.I.?
Yeah, that's all they talk about. They won't even let me slip in anything about Police Academy or Police Academy 25.
Fucking monsters. No, I'm good here, Goots. Thank you, my friend.
No, thank you. As long as you keep cranking out those perfect jokes, this film is gonna win Best Picture. I can smell it.
He pulled the soundstage door closed behind him. Whisp was alone. I was trying to figure out the best way to frame a baby pees on 3 men while they try to change a diaper joke. This pee's on you. No, doesn't work. Where's the pee? A clever turn on where's the beef, but didn't work out because we knew where the pee was. It was blasting Steve Guttenberg, Ted Danson, and the mustache in the face. 3 separate streams. I think that was a contractual issue. They couldn't share a stream. Who knows? Clang. Who's there? I call out. Clang, clang. Selleck, that better not be you. I was not in the mood for pranks, and Tom Selleck was fucking terrible at them. He tried to get me with the saran wrap over the toilet trick earlier in the day, but then forgot himself minutes later and used the trick toilet.
Turlington!
He screamed, covered in his own hot mess. Not my fault, man. Not my fault.
Who are you?
Said a ghostly small boy's voice. Who the fuck let a child on set? I shout. Silence. Suddenly I'm being held aloft in the air. What the fuck?
I am Zazzlethoth, demon of the Underrealm,
bellowed the tiny creature below me. I look down. This demon has taken the form of a smaller Ted Danson wearing a tuxedo.
This is the Underrealm that I speak of, and you are not welcome here.
He tossed my wisp body like a sack of extremely talented rocks. This is a soundstage, demon, I groaned, regaining my composure.
You mean to tell me this is not the 8th gate, overlooking the vast multitude that is the burning Underrealm?
Sorry to break it to you. This is a soundstage for a very dumb movie. Zazzlethoth looked stunned.
If this is not the gate, then I have grossly miscalculated, and I am stuck here, forever stuck within this film. Right behind that curtain, by the window, is where I shall be. This cannot be true.
Tough break, kid.
Tell me,
asked Zazzlethoth.
Is this at least a good movie that I shall be imprisoned in for eternity?
Actually, it's a fucking piece of shit. Let's be real. If anyone else had asked, I would have said it was a great film. But I could feel the demon's pain. And honestly, if I was going to be stuck within a film forever, I'd want to know if it was a piece of shit fucking Ted Danson, Tom Selleck vehicle. Did I mention that Steve Guttenberg was in it? And the demon was totally okay with that? Apparently, he loved Police Academy 29. But I mean, who didn't?
Well, I guess I will take my place then. Human Whisp Turlington, will you do me a favor?
Of course, you name it.
Will you tell everyone that I am the ghost of a little boy? I want everyone to be a little frightened while watching this movie, so that a little bit of me will live on.
That's a fucking weird request. Buddy, when people hear this dialogue, they're already going to be shitting their pants from fright, I responded. The demon laughed, and that was that. I honored my word with the demon, and the next day I told Spock I'm pretty fucking sure there's a little boy's ghost on set.
Well, that's just fucking great,
yelled Spock.
I'm not dealing with ghosts again. We had to shut down Wrath of Khan for this shit. Pack it up, people.
Production was shut down for 3 months, as Spock personally searched for the ghost himself. Eventually he gave up, and the film was completed, and was the absolute biggest film of the 80s. I won 2 Oscars for it, and if you ask me to show them to you, I will kindly refuse. I'm not showing you shit.